Boston Dynamics has just revealed a completely new version of Atlas. And for the first time ever, this is not a robot built to impress YouTube. This is a robot built to work. No parkour, no backflips, no gravity-defying jumps. Instead, what we are seeing is the first true product version of Atlas, designed for real tasks, real environments, and real industry use. Atlas is no longer a research project. It is now being introduced as a humanoid robot meant to operate in the real world. Hey everyone, Alfie here. Welcome back to AI Nexus. We are kicking off our CES 2026 coverage with one of the most important announcements of the entire event. Boston Dynamics officially introduced the product version of Atlas during Hyundai Motor Group's broader CES presentation. This was not a random demo or an isolated robotics showcase. Atlas was placed carefully inside Hyundai's long-term strategy for artificial intelligence, automation, and physical robotics. This moment mattered not because of what Atlas did on stage, but because of what Boston Dynamics intentionally chose not to do. There were no backflips, no viral stunts, no exaggerated movements designed to dominate social media. Instead, Boston Dynamics showed something far more serious. They showed restraint, and that restraint signaled a major shift. For years, Atlas was famous as the most athletic humanoid robot ever built. It could leap across platforms, sprint outdoors, recover from violent falls, and move in ways that barely looked mechanical. Those demos proved one thing beyond doubt. Boston Dynamics had mastered balance, motion control, and dynamic movement at a level no competitor could match. But those demonstrations were never about usefulness. They were about possibility. At CES 2026, that message changed completely. Atlas is no longer about what robots can do in perfect lab conditions. Atlas is now about what robots can do every day, safely, reliably, and repeatedly. Boston Dynamics now refers to this machine as Product Atlas, and that wording is critical. A product robot must be built to survive. It must be shipped, supported, updated, repaired, and integrated into real systems. That changes everything. Visually, Atlas reflects this shift. The design is cleaner and more enclosed. Exposed wiring has been reduced. Protective panels now cover much more of the body. This is not about looks. It is about durability. This version of Atlas is water-resistant, capable of handling industrial washdowns, and designed to operate across a wide temperature range. These are requirements for factories, not features for demo videos. Atlas is also designed to be more independent. When its battery runs low, Atlas can locate a charging station and replace its own battery without human help. That may sound simple, but in industrial settings, it is essential. Downtime costs money. Stopping work every hour is not acceptable in real production environments. On stage at CES, Atlas did not lift heavy loads or perform complex manipulation. It stood, walked, waved, and tracked its surroundings calmly and precisely. Boston Dynamics openly confirmed that the demonstration was remotely operated. That was not a flaw. It was a conscious safety decision. Public stages are unpredictable. The goal was not to prove full autonomy on camera. The goal was to show stability, responsiveness, and readiness as a product platform. Boston Dynamics has confirmed that Atlas supports multiple control modes. It can operate autonomously. It can be remotely controlled, and importantly, it can be managed through a tablet-based interface. This matters more than it sounds. Many humanoid robots rely on bulky motion capture suits or VR systems for teleoperation. Those systems work, but they are impractical for everyday industrial use. A tablet interface lowers the barrier dramatically. It allows standard operators to guide tasks, intervene when needed, and manage workflows without specialized equipment or deep robotics training. Factories do not want robots that require complex setups. They want systems that fit into existing processes. Atlas is clearly being designed with that reality in mind. Atlas is only one part of what CES 2026 has revealed so far. There are many more AI and robotics announcements still coming, and we will break them all down. Make sure you subscribe so you do not miss what is next. Now let's talk about what really changed under the hood. Earlier versions of Atlas focused on movement. This version focuses on tasks. That shift puts perception, decision-making, and coordination at the center. Atlas is designed to understand its environment, recognize objects, and perform repeatable actions with precision. It is rated to lift up to 50 kilograms, about 110 pounds. That places it squarely in the range of physically demanding industrial labor. These are the kinds of tasks that cause injuries, fatigue, and long-term health problems for human workers. Atlas is not being marketed as a replacement for people. It is being positioned as a solution for the most dangerous and exhausting parts of work. For the first time, Boston Dynamics is also signaling that Atlas will not be limited to factory floors forever. The way Atlas is being presented now suggests a broader future. This robot is designed to move safely around people, understand human-scale environments, and operate in spaces that are not rigidly controlled. Those capabilities are unnecessary if a robot is meant only for factories. They become essential if a robot is expected to work in human environments. That shift matters. It hints at a future where Atlas expands beyond production lines. Not immediately, not suddenly, but gradually as capability grows. Atlas was revealed as part of Hyundai Motor Group's phase deployment plan. The first phase focuses on parts sequencing in factories, with early real-world use expected around 2028. These are controlled tasks where robots can add value quickly. The second phase moves Atlas into component assembly, requiring tighter coordination and longer operating cycles. The third phase expands into heavier loads and more complex industrial operations. Each phase builds on validated performance. Hyundai has emphasized safety, quality, and verification at every step. Production of the new Atlas begins immediately, with initial deployments planned for 2026. These early units are not for mass rollout. They are for testing, integration, and refinement in controlled environments. Atlas is not arriving everywhere at once. It is being introduced carefully. A major reason this shift is possible is AI. Boston Dynamics announced a partnership with Google DeepMind to integrate advanced AI models into Atlas. This collaboration focuses on perception, learning, and decision-making. Hardware is no longer the main limitation. Intelligence is. Boston Dynamics has acknowledged that recent breakthroughs in AI are what finally made a commercial humanoid robot realistic. Earlier versions of Atlas proved what was possible. This version proves what is practical. And that is why this product Atlas matters more than any backflip ever did. If you think that is wild, wait until you hear what happened next. Unitree's humanoid robot just went viral for all the wrong reasons. What started as a normal training session inside a robotics lab turned into one of the funniest accidents the internet has seen. At the same time, Elon Musk jumped into the conversation, calling Tesla Optimus Gen 3 an exquisite work of art. And in Shenzhen, an AI companion with synthetic skin is about to blur the line between machine and human connection. Now shift to Tesla. Elon Musk dropped a short comment on X that hit hard. Optimus Gen 3 is an exquisite work of art. That single line was Tesla signaling a major leap. Art in this case does not mean decoration. It means control, precision, and refinement. Optimus Gen 3 reportedly features 22 degrees of freedom in its hand, pushing close to human-level dexterity. That allows fine manipulation tasks like handling tools or opening bottles. This is not a gimmick. It is the difference between moving boxes and performing real work. Tesla is also pushing vision-based learning. Instead of rigid scripts, Optimus learns from human video data. That allows flexibility. The robot can adapt rather than freeze when conditions change. Musk calling it art is Tesla's way of saying this robot is designed for useful capability, not just spectacle. Tesla plans mass production starting in 2026, beginning inside its own factories. Autonomy in chaotic environments remains the hardest challenge. The real question is simple. When Optimus Gen 3 starts performing consistent real-world work, will calling it art feel like an understatement? And then came Figure AI. Figure 03 showed what true autonomy looks like in a real environment. In a short clip, CEO Brett Adcock spoke directly to the robot. It answered clearly. He asked it to retrieve shirts from different baskets. Figure 03 scanned the scene, identified the correct items, and delivered them smoothly. No joystick, no hidden operator. Fully autonomous vision, reasoning, and manipulation powered by the Helix model. The robot paused briefly before responding, about 2 to 3 seconds. Some online joked about slow response times, but that pause highlights one of the hardest problems in robotics: natural conversation speed. Figure 03 is lighter, safer, padded with mesh and foam, and built for household tasks. It can move quickly, run up to 6 miles per hour, and recharge wirelessly through its feet, delivering around 5 hours of operation. That pause may simply be the sound of the future catching up. In Shenzhen, IO technology is pushing even further. Their humanoid robot EVA is designed as an AI companion, not just a machine. EVA features synthetic bionic skin kept at human body temperature, pressure sensitive, layers, breathing motion, and micro expressions. EVA responds not just to words, but to tone, expression, and emotion. The company calls this the fourth relationship, an emotional bond without judgment. Privacy is handled with local encryption, edge processing, and a detachable camera. EVA launches first through Kickstarter with 200 limited units, followed by a global release in February 2026. Robots are no longer just moving. They are perceiving, predicting, and reacting in shared spaces with humans. And this raises the real question. If this is where humanoid robots are today, what happens when they leave the lab and enter everyday life? Outro CTA. If you want to stay ahead of this future, subscribe now, because the next update might change everything you think you know about robots.